It's a gore.
So last we left off, you guys had managed to follow the people that stole the farm animals to first having a somewhat interesting cart chase. Um, but then we're able to use your collective skills to track them down to a more dilapidated uh tower ruin type thing. Um, when you arrived, you saw that the animals seemed to be being treated nicely. And so you opted to try to speak to them um, before engaging in combat. Uh, from there, it seems that the ones really willing to talk to you. There is a water genasi of orcish blood, a half elf, and a tiefling. And they had seemed to imply that they had acquired these animals legally and were taking them towards the capital. Uh, and It seems that the half, or not the half orc, the water genasi was seems a little on edge about this whole thing, but the half elf was doing her best to try to smooth things over, and you guys decided to attempt to negotiate with one another. That is where we are picking up. You can clearly see the animals in various places around the little fort where they've stopped for the night. Henwen is chilling near one of the campfires. The horse and the cow are uh, kind of undercover. The goat is resting, as is the chicken. They all seem unharmed, but there is still a tension among the people that you are you're meeting with at the moment. Um, you can see that there's the human woman who had been driving the cart, kind of maintaining a distance over this way, but keeping a close eye. Meanwhile, the dwarf that had been riding the horse away is maintaining sentinel on top of the tower.
Fred is going to kind of stepping out behind Andara a little bit. Just going to like very slowly and uh kind of make an eye contact with all of the bandits and all that so that it's clear that like they're watching, you know. Fred's going to take out a little treat and just try and Henwin, come here.
You can see Henwen watching you, but she's frankly comfortable where she's sitting.
Oh, fair enough. That's a good spot. Can I
Uh,
can I go and check my pig, please?
I think that we should wait a moment until we get all things sorted. You understand, of course. This is the half elf speaking.
A jet'll pipe up, uh, and say, "Well, since it looks like we aren't shooting each other, is anybody interested in playing some cards while the relevant parties talk?" And Jed kind of steps forwards, like deck in hand.
The Orc Genasi says, I think we should all maybe have this conversation. That way we can make sure no one turns on each other.
Whatever makes you the most comfortable.
Well, what conversation are you looking to have? I, s- they want their pig back. You don't want to give it to them. Where do we go from here? And
And
June kind of stands up extra tall with her stick.
the tiefling speaks up. Well, we were paid a fair sum to deliver all of the animals to the capital. You can kind of see his tail kind of swishing behind him as he's thinking. Um, if it's just the pig you're after, we could probably find a replacement elsewhere and take the rest of them. It kind of looks over towards the water genasi. Um, and she says, I prefer to do a job right if we're going to do a job right.
It's not fair to the other vill I'm saying this to the party more so to the other group of people. It's not fair to the other festival farm farmers that we only get one back.
Who told you that the animals were there to pick up? I mean, who are you working for?
We were informed by the lawmaster that these animals have been seized by the state as eminent domain, that the people they had belonged to would be paid, and we're to transport them to the capital.
Lawmaster, of course.
Well, it sounds like you all have a bit of a risk that you want to be running because if the lawmaster is willing to steal from the people he's protecting, uh, what says that once you hit the capital, they don't arrest you for stealing these animals and then eminent domain them off of you?
They're already paid. We're basically just couriers transporting livestock.
All up front, not half on a delivery.
We were told we could expect a tip when we got there. But a
Well, if you've
thousand
already
gold
been
per
paid for
head
the
isn't
animals, then
bad.
what's on your back for us taking one?
Or all of them. You could just say that you were robbed on the road.
I don't think that the ladies' horses would take too kindly to that. We're just trying to do our jobs.
What lady?
Think you know.
Vadnais horses.
Well, did you tell Evadne she already had a pig or no?
Word was sent ahead from the lawmaster.
Well, it sounds like the lawmaster has something going on with her, but all we really care about is getting this pig out of here.
Well, all in all, you says that they were told you were told that the people who owned the animals were paid, and our friend Freddy here was not paid. So that is a false contract, and it is null and void.
And there's just no amount that that Freddy would be taken for him. There's just not it's just not going to happen.
She's a part of my family.
You have been made a part of a theft. Please understand that you are being sold a story and it is a lie. So you are a criminal right now, and we are on the good guy's side.
Hmm.
The half elf speaks up at this point. When uh everyone thinks they are the good guys from their perspective, do they not? Um, and she kind of like looks towards the tiefling who nods and says, I have a suggestion. Perhaps we can, if you'd be willing to comply, I can cast a spell. And that might make negotiations a little bit easier.
What's the name of the spell?
Zone of truth.
Ah, of course.
Happily. Fred's not even going to resist.
Okay.
I'm compliant.
So he will step forward to closer towards Andara, just try and make sure everyone's in the radius. I'm gonna move the trees forward too, just for the sake of it. Does anyone try to resist the spell?
Yes.
Actually, um, the ladies are gonna step forward as well, just so that everyone can be aware of honesty.
And this feels, when they're starting to cast it, it feels kind of the same as when Freddy was casting it before, or whoever was casting it before.
Roll an Arcana check.
Yeah. I don't want to get caught up in a, yeah, like I'm sussing this out. Nice. 17? I don't want to get caught in this if it's
Yeah.
not actually Zone of Truth.
It feels the same. I mean, you can tell by the by the somatic components that there is an enchantment element to what is being cast.
Okay, so it feels the same.
Mhm.
Okay. I guess I'm not resisting it then. But I'm like holding a dagger up.
Uh, Jed would actually probably like, if y'all don't mind, since you have a exempt party in your dwarf, it would be only fair if we had an exempt party on our side as well, and kind of just steps back just enough to be out of the circle.
He stops trying to cast the spell when you step away. He is not taking part of the negotiation.
Well, then maybe he should. Kind of looks to the person who's outside of the circle.
Roll a persuasion check.
10.
we only have him up there to try and ensure that nothing comes sneaking up on us.
And same for us.
One each seems fair.
Well, the way this negotiation is going, by the way, is that a certain amount of trust will have to be built for things to more or less go your way. And there's already a tally against you guys. Um, but nonetheless, does anyone else refuse to uh, take part in the zone of truth?
Mm, If you'd prefer that, I'm part of the zone of truth. I have no issue with being it. It's just one of us not being would be fair compared. Hell, you could choose who, for all I care.
Are you planning on talking, Jed?
I can, I cannot.
Okay, then get
Depends
in the
upon what you guys
circle. If
want.
you're planning on talking, come and stand in the goddamn circle.
Jed steps
Please,
forwards.
let's just I there's no reason for anything to be hostile or anything. We can just talk. Please.
Jed, do you choose to take part in the circle or
Oh
no?
yeah, has stepped forwards at this point.
Okay. Zone of Truth is cast, and all of you can feel this sense of honesty, I guess, for lack of better descriptor, settle over uh, over the party. And with that, I'll take a step back, and I'll say the orc steps forward. Tell us what happened from your perspective.
But seems like your wheelhouse.
Well, we entered the Redemption County Fair as honest participants. And when our pig won the blue ribbon in her category, we were celebrating with the rest of the village. And when we came back to the barn, our animals were all gone. Clearest theft I could think of.
We'd been informed by the lawmaster that, or not him himself, because he's too busy apparently to meet with people in person, uh, but by his people that these animals were being seized by the kingdom and we were to transport them. We would receive payment, and then extra coin should all of the animals be safely delivered to the capital. I don't know if she wants to like eat them or script them or whatever, but like with the war going on, I guess she's doing her best to gather more resources. If I had to guess.
Sounds like a perfect taxation opportunity to me. Not that it really affects your dealings, but I don't think any of the villagers of Redemption were privy to this offer. It's just something the Lawmaster and perhaps Avon they orchestrated on their own.
And you
I
said
Well,
think
you,
the
oh, you said you never actually interacted with the Lawmaster?
fuck no. Those noble types like to just sit up in their fucking manners all all the time unless they find an opportunity to throw their weight around.
Doesn't dirty their hands with filth of the common folk or some shit like that.
Exactly.
Well, I am hesitant to say something in the defense of the Lawmaster because shared feelings on noble types. But theoretically, he could not be involved with this, and you could have been getting lied to by a couple small timers.
I
We were
doubt it.
invited directly to his house, though. I don't think they'd be able to run this bullshit uh without his direct permission.
He was also throwing his weight around by menacing the town while it was trying to have its festival.
If I had to guess anything, the lawmaster is stirring up trouble in Redemption, using this as an excuse. If he really wanted to seize the animals for taxes, there was no reason to do it behind everyone's back and when everyone was away. There would be no reason for the sneakiness if it was all above board. I don't think that the lawmaster is operating above board, though.
This definitely does reek of stirring something. It's something I suppose we can deal with on our own time if we so choose.
Here's the thing. It was made very clear to us that whoever's in charge of this fucking county has our descriptions. What's to stop them from sending people after us? Should we just give the animals back to you?
Uh, what is stopping them from sending people after you when you arrive in the capital with stolen property?
Again, we weren't told that this is stolen property. We were told that we were to deliver the animals, that the capital would be waiting for us, and that all of the people who these animals were seized from would be receiving financial
We
compensation.
are telling you that we think that this might be a setup for you.
Hey, listen,
Yeah, it would be the easiest way to get out of paying you is to, oh yeah, these animals are stolen.
And here are the dumb people that tried to steal from me, the great
maybe
lawmaster of the town. We couldn't
maybe
find
being
your animals, but we found them. Oh, oh, oh.
let's be careful not to antagonize the people that we're trying to deal with, right?
I'm not antagonizing them. I am putting forward a hypothetical of what the lawmaster is going to say.
It is a hypothetical, and is someone that I'm sure they might already be aware of.
Maybe not
I think
aware of
Evadne.
enough.
I think if they're getting these orders from Evadne, I think Evadne knows very well that this may not be right, and I don't think she cares. This is the same woman who drained the fucking land dry.
Then circumstances have changed. Our neighbors on either side are starting to go at war. There are people, armies from one traipsing through our land to avoid the giant's graveyard to get to the other.
So, like, what are you going to need in order to give up these animals? You want more money or what? You have all the money.
That's sort of where my mind is going to. Obviously, we can't deny them an entire shipment, or else Evadne will bring the hammer down. But
Should we find
it's
more animals? We could try and go to town and pick up more animals. What do they know about what the difference between a prize winning pig and a sort of prize winning pig is?
in that case, you'd have to be careful about coordination with the lawmaster, because he's obviously the one who's set up this deal for fun friends here.
We could just replace them with less hot versions. Henwin is just too hot of a pig to have this done to
Interesting way to phrase it.
Not the verbiage I would choose.
She's so hot right now.
Hansel, he's so hot right now.
Nice, nice and warmed by the fire.
Yeah, you can see she's kind of rolled over on her side and her leggies are sticking up at this point. Um, and the half elf says, "You speak of acquiring more animals from town, but you also mentioned previous that you are concerned about the livelihood of the people of Redemption. So what would the difference be? It's just shifting who suffers,
We can buy pigs. We can buy chickens.
not these days. Chickens, perhaps, but more expensive animals. One of most of the more valuable livestock have been acquired by the lady for the sake of the rich anyway.
I'd like to hear your better idea.
I have one kind of brewing in the back of my mind now. You said you've already been paid up front, right? And that they told you to perhaps expect a tip when you arrive.
That's right.
You also said that the lawmaster sent word ahead, right? Do you know if he mentioned how many animals will be present?
We were told that the capital would be expecting pig, horse, cow, goat, and chicken, and that we were give they were given our very specific descriptions on who to look out for.
Okay, so they did count up anyone beforehand. That is unfortunate. Are
Did
there any
they?
other pigs in like the group of animals, or is it just hen?
Just 10.
Just hen, okay.
It doesn't specify the quality of the animal.
The problem there is where are we going to get a different pig?
We could run back to the village, or we could go ahead to town and pick up another animal from the market. There are other farms probably around.
The tiefling speaks up. I'm Forgive me, are you more interested in the pigs specifically or returning the rest of the animals?
Under ideal
Well,
circumstances, you would try to get all of the animals, I suppose, but I don't think these are ideal circumstances in the slightest, are they? We do at least want the pig. It's very important to our cleric here.
like I said, Henwin is mine. She's the one I'm primarily concerned with. The others I would like to do right by, but uh mostly it's my pig that I'm it's mostly my pig. Fred is kind of looking over at Hen like, oh, look at her little leggies. But oh, focused.
Yeah. So really, it's a matter of how or if we can retrieve Han over there without getting the rest of you in hot water with the locals.
How much of the tip were you expecting?
Probably around 40%.
How much is that? It's like a hard number, not
How
a
much
percentage.
how much overall were you paid?
So that
Yeah.
means that probably dropped a pretty penny.
For
Hold
four
on.
animals?
Animals are a commodity in these times.
Probably 40% would be around 2,000 gold pieces.
What the fuck?
Nice. See? Pretty penny.
This is so much gold. Too much fucking gold.
I
We
mean,
Yeah.
don't have that.
a
No.
thousand per head for each of the animals.
Hmm.
Ara suddenly has a headache.
So then obviously that would be 1,000 gold if we were to buy the pig back from him, if you're even amenable to such a deal.
But then they aren't going to be willing to sell them back to us because their names are in their detailed descriptions or
They can
they
probably find an excuse for one animal, much less an entire flock.
I mean, gold can get you a long way. I'm sure if you have enough, we can arrange something.
Fred, how much would you say just a normal pig would run us to do a swap out?
I let's see. I would know this off the top of my head, but Fred doesn't. Or Avery doesn't. Fred would know this. Avery doesn't. How much would a normal pig run for gold wise?
Probably more expensive than was ever in PHB, right?
Yeah.
Um, I mean, so like a regular, like non-prize winning pig. And this is speaking of when times are not hard, and people aren't starving and that the land isn't shriveled, probably around 90 gold pieces. But um more it would be slightly more expensive for a pig in when times are hard like these. And in addition, um, given the pig is prize winning, slightly more on top of that. So they were being paid the thousand for each animal. So for the price of the animal plus their transport.
Well, uh, I mean, in these days, I'd say you're investing at least 150 gold into a normal pig, uh, if you can even get one. Uh, I don't imagine there are a lot of piglets this rotten season. But I mean, if it's gold you want, I have 500 gold. I'm more than happy to pay in for getting my pig back, but really, you don't have any right to her.
I don't think anyone
She
does. I don't think Evadne cares. I think we all do agree that the animals should do probably belong to their farmers, but their hands are tied.
Fred, you're not paying anyone for your own pig.
Now, this is a shitty situation, but we have traveled an awful lot the past couple years. We're also more than capable of defending ourselves. We're willing to make a trade for the animals if you have something that could be worth our while.
Why are we making a trade for something that rightly belongs to her, to them? You stole them from us. So no,
We didn't
we're not
steal
trading
them.
you anything that we
We were
have.
hired to do a job.
Yeah,
If
and so
anyone's
that what does that have anything to do with us? We didn't
Juniper,
steal the pigs. We're not giving you anything for something that rightfully doesn't belong to you.
Juniper, if they don't do this delivery, their heads will be on every bounty board in
Yeah.
of
Again, what does that have anything to do with us?
Why can't we go back to town and unveil this plot to all the villagers and make the lawman lose face in front of everybody?
At
we
the end of
could
the day, this lawman's breaking laws. We're not
Exactly.
buying a pig that belongs to us. We're not trading stuff for something that likely belongs to us. No. And with that, she like stamps her foot. She like stamps her hoof.
He did not compensate anybody at the fairgrounds. He is in the wrong.
Exactly.
It would be fine for us to bring it back.
I
And
mean, if
everybody
this
can
is
you can vouch for the fact that the lawman did it, she says to the people.
if this is all above board, like you are saying, and like it should be, then we can just sort it out with the lawmaster face to face, right? There's no deadline, is there?
Is this daytime or nighttime?
It's
It's
nighttime
nighttime.
solidly.
Okay.
Right? There's no deadline. It's just delivering a bunch of animals so we can bring it back and sort it out. And I'm sure the folks of Redemption would be more than happy to figure out what needs to be sorted for taxes and all that,
We've got a
right?
week to deliver them to the capital.
Yes, I'm
Plenty
so
of
sure the
time.
people of Redemption are going to be best pleased that someone's walked off with their prize-winning animals.
We can talk it
Yes,
out.
just bring them back and go, oh, they just walked off with them, for fun. Like, no, these people have done wrong. They have stolen something from us.
This can be taken care of the proper channels.
And what proper channels would those be?
Taking them back to town and figuring out what is actually sold properly and what is not.
as opposed to being patsies to some rich asshole.
We're trying our best to survive here, as I'm sure you all are.
Uh-huh. Since why
And
we have such a nice pig and why we're upset that you have it.
and so are the people of Redemption. I'm sure they would. I'm sure if you are lacking for allies, I'm sure an entire town of people would be a quite sufficient backup, especially because they are already displeased with the Lawmaster.
We would have no problem if you continue on taking this deal and having issue with us and stealing animals to go back to redemption and spread your name and your faces around, make sure you can't do any work in redemption anymore. You don't seem to have any problem with the fact that these animals were stolen. Doesn't seem very correct.
I would like persuasion checks from Juniper and Aras. You can both make them with advantage.
17.
14.
You can see the water genasi looking at you guys with like an intense gaze. Um, all right. Say we do march him back into town. Where do we go from here?
I would happily defend you all from any repercussions that you face in town. We know what it is like to be betrayed by someone that you make a deal with.
Do you still have the contract papers on you? If you
No,
do, that would no?
he keeps them for his own records.
That's unfortunate. If you had a copy of your own, that'd be sufficient evidence to get everyone on your side.
To
So
be
you can.
fair, we also did not have the contract on our end when we got botched before. Maybe this is
Yeah.
something that we all learn a lesson from and get copies of our contracts in the future.
Wow, you figured out the moral of this
The moral is
campaign. Make sure you have
always keep your
everything in
documents.
writing.
Get it in writing.
Well,
Fuck.
rightly, I don't really see what next has to do with us. We would like to take our pig and go along our way, and we'll let you go along your way. If you bring the animals back, great. But frankly, Fred just wants their pig back.
I think we should all go back to town.
I mean, if we want to go back to town, I think it would be a good idea, and we are more than willing to speak on your behalf to the town folk. And if there is any sort of uh issue that needs to be sorted out with the lawmaster and the town folk and all of that stuff, then we can facilitate it. But this way, we all know it's all above board and it's all been done right. And you guys can go on your good conscience, knowing that nothing was tricked for you. That you
And you
weren't
still got
tricked
paid.
either.
And you still got paid, and I'm sure if the town is happy enough with you, they'd be willing to celebrate you, and you would probably get more than just money out of that. The goodwill of an entire town is nothing to sneeze at.
I really think we're thinking of like for the best because quite frankly, if this were my animals taken out of my town, I'm not celebrating anyone for them bringing them back or not. I'm grateful you did what was right, but that doesn't deserve a parade.
Well, saying they'll get a parade.
But if we stick it to the lawmaster that everybody hates,
If there are taxes owed, we can work it out. If there aren't any taxes owed and this is just true theft, then we would want to get it worked out. And if it's uh not theft or just a big misunderstanding, then we can all get it worked out. But the best way to get it worked out would be to bring them all back and figure it out with everyone involved.
Everybody is happy.
Fred, I'd like you to make a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh, can I give myself guidance?
Sure.
Oh, good. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, that's a natural 20.
Didn't need
Um,
it.
natural 20 and a 4 on persuasion. So that's a
Ooh.
25.
All right. Um, you can see that the water genasi is thinking real hard. And she's observing you all, and she kind of looks back towards the animals. And you can see that she's a very clever woman. Just from the way she's holding herself, she's thinking real hard. She's trying to figure out the best way to handle this. And something about your words in particular, Fred, seems to strike a chord with her in a way.
I'll have a week. There's plenty of time. If it's uh complete if everything that you have been told is completely above board and you need to get the animals to the capital, you have plenty of time to do so after we've worked it out. But if not, then there's still plenty of time to fix it.
Fine. Let's see. I we will return the animals. She kind of glances back at the druid behind her. How depleted are you on resources? She asks in Elvish, and the two of them kind of converse for the moment and before turning back. If you wish to escort us this evening, we would understand your reasoning. However, if you also wish to rest in our camp for the evening, we can head out at dawn.
I think a couple of us could use a rest anyway, right?
In the spirit of goodwill, why don't we all get a rest?
And the half elf speaks up. You will understand if our party also keeps an eye on the wall for the evening.
Same to you.
I think we all understand that.
Very well.
Can I go to my pig now?
The the tiefling kind of like gestures like, yeah, go for it. I don't care. You seem to
Fred
have
is going to
an understanding.
Fred's going to just zip around the group, like make a big old circle and go over towards Henwin and immediately give her belly rubs because her belly's up.
I think they missed her.
Maybe a little.
All right. So at this point in the day, it is yeah, it is very late. It is closer to 11 o'clock to midnight. Um, would you guys like to take watches?
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
smart. Not even
Yeah.
just like looking out after looking out against those guys in case they try something, but also just anyone who sneaks up on this large camp.
All right.
Andara can take two since she only needs like the 4 hours of trancing.
Nice.
I see you've moved the Fred token away from Henwin.
Wait, where is she?
Piggy,
You're over there next to the
here.
goat.
Oh, oh, there she is.
We should get like a custom hen token, like we did for Jude.
Yeah. I was just moving
After
me towards the fire.
I use that one for Hen because I feel like the blue ring is easy to see.
That's true.
If someone were to make a custom one, I'd use it. Um, but anyway, I would like 3 volunteers for watches.
I'll throw my name in the hat.
One of us, one of them, one of us, one of them.
Hmm.
Jed would be good to go.
like I said, Andara could take two. Need be if everybody else is tired.
So Endara, Lee, and Jed. Um, let's see. The I think the druid is going to be on watch with Endara. Lee is going to be on watch with the water genasi, and Jed is going to be on watch with the half elf. Um, so Andara, roll a perception check.
While I do that, I want to say once Fred has their like moment and everybody's like settling in for the night, and Dara will bring Jude out so that he can go and say hi to Hen again and reunite with his big friend. And then he's gonna go check out all of the other animals and be like, hello,
They all
hello, hi,
seem
hi,
afraid of
hello.
him.
No! He's being so nice. He's doing the flop. He's showing his belly. He's like, please.
Please let me love you.
Let me love you.
I got a fucking 11.
Okay, cool. So you are on your watch with the druid. For the sake of description, she's a human woman with dark skin. Her black hair is woven into intricate braids that kind of intermingle with the vines growing from her cloak, as if she has a small garden from her back. Um, and you can see like that while you guys are on watch together, she's just kind of like growing little things with druid craft, and you can kind of get a fayish vibe from her magic.
Sick. Yeah, Dandara will do like a nod of acknowledgement when they go on watch together and
Cool.
kind of do her thing. Jude's snorfing around until he decides to settle down, probably with Hen and Fred.
All right. But the druid introduces herself to you as Najat Sunwalker.
Dandara will give her name and be polite, if not distant.
All right. Uh, that brings us to Lee. Perception check, and I will roll one for your water genasi friend,
Absolutely.
who is apparently at least somewhat distracted uh with a whetstone.
By my rippling abs, no. That's Andara.
Where's the
Um,
lie?
that is. Where's my number? Where's my number? There's my number, 16.
All right. The water genasi is hanging out by the fire. She is, as I said, she's sharpening her rapier and seems to be keeping an eye on you more than the surroundings.
He will sort of like lean over with like a hand extended, just like because he wanted to make better introduction. I'm Lee.
Dura.
Sure. Got much. Sorry. Best way to phrase this. Um, Clearly you're a martialist. What'd you learn?
Pick things up here and there,
Self-taught?
more or less.
Nice. I served with Mavamona myself before it fell.
I'm originally from Gozuk, but after a encounter with a vampire in the mountains near Xenovar, uh, I've studied a lot of undead.
Vampire hunter. Interesting.
Not just vampires.
Yeah.
Roll an insight check.
Sure. I'm not good at those. That wasn't on my dice tray, but still landed face up, so I'm going to count it. That's a 9.
Okay. You can see that while she doesn't seem very physically strong, she does have the muscles of someone very quick. And you can also see lots of scars on her arms.
This is a half orcish water genasi, right? Or was it
Uh,
half?
y-
Yes.
yes,
Okay, perfect. Uh,
she's again, for the sake of description, water genasi with clear orcish heritage. She has thick black hair, kind of cropped short and tied up with red ribbons, but the surface of her blue skin kind of shimmers like light hitting water, kind of like that pool water pattern. And their tusks are also proudly on display.
Seems we've both seen our fair share of conflict, huh?
I guess so. It's the most interesting thing you've ever taken down.
That's a really good question. After the fall, I hit a rough decade, let's say, on the road. And through a couple stints of blunt trauma and a brief bout of alcoholism, I've lost most of my memory. So who knows? Maybe it was a rat, or maybe it was a dragon.
I've heard stories of a ghost dragon down in Patalea, deep in the jungle.
Think that's something you'd want a trophy from?
Would be interesting to encounter.
Sure would.
Think one of the most dangerous things I've ever taken on with my companions. Have you ever heard of a death tyrant?
What can I roll for that?
Raw Arcana.
Cool. That is a 16.
You've heard of, first of all, you've heard of beholders. Uh, but this is something kind of flickers in the back of your head of if you travel deep enough underground within the mountains, you may encounter beholders, but even worse, you may encounter death tyrants, which can occur uh, when a beholder tries to achieve lichdom.
Terrifying. Only rumors. Can't say I've ever met one. Probably would be standing here if I have. You say you've hunted one?
I have. Very
Wow.
dangerous.
Rumors to be believed. I'm amazed you're still alive.
Well, keep people around that know various resurrection spells, and it increases your ability to continue the hunt.
A different group or this one?
This one.
Oh, you've been around a while then.
A little while. We've been around the continent, both Najat and Evo help us stay on our feet.
Which ones are those?
She kind of inclines her head towards the druid woman and the tiefling. He's the tiefling is of course asleep. He's taken off his armor at this point.
still we've still only recently formed, I suppose. Been together a couple of weeks at this point, I think. We'll see if they become reliable hunting partners to me too.
Best of luck.
I have a feeling I'll need it.
All right. That will bring us to Jed and the half elf. Perception, please.
Let's see how poorly this goes. That would be a 6.
All right. So, again, for the sake of the description, this half elf seems to be of more drowish blood. Her skin's of a kind of a dusky gray, and her eyes a shining ruby red. But her hair is black, and it's kept tied back out of her face. She's wearing a strange assortment of mismatched clothing, like it was scavenged, or like the cloth was cut from something bigger. Um, but she also does have like a fair number of bangles on her person. Um, does not wear armor.
And I'm sorry, was this the one that was acting extra hostile, or was it a different individual that was acting extra
No, this is
hostile?
the one that's like, let's talk this out.
Hmm.
It was the orc genasi that's like, are we gonna fucking go? What's going on here? She's the one that's like, let's
Put up your
uh
dukes.
let's see what we can figure out about these people. They might have info for us.
Uh, thank you for talking down your friend earlier.
What is no trouble? She is merely protective of us all.
Have to be when you're out on the road.
And these are dangerous times.
And in dangerous times, you gotta know dangerous people to make it to the other side.
Indeed. And I would not hold it against her. She is, as I said, she is protective of the people in her life.
It's already forgot. If you can't forgive someone for acting hostile at first, well, then you ain't gonna be forgiven or interacting with a whole lot of people nowadays.
Indeed. It is, for lack of a better descriptor, uh, I find her similar in a way to when you encounter a litter of kittens and one of them hisses to try to protect its siblings.
Ah, yes, the spicy individual.
Indeed. But as I said, she means well.
Yeah, we've been doing our best to be more mindful in our activities.
That is wise.
On one of our previous jobs, we ended up in a not one-to-one situation as you guys, but similar enough that feel at least a little sympathetic. You know, rich asshole pays us for one thing. We end up taking the uh end up being the fall guy, you know.
Unfortunately, things seem to be out of common, things of that nature these days.
Well, that's what happens when you can't hold rich people accountable.
I quite agree.
Anyone with too much power is bound to take advantage of it to one extent or another.
And from where do you hail, if you do not mind me asking?
Uh, spent the last decade about on the road, so a bit of everywhere. It's been a while since I've been what I would call home, so
Myself as well. Um, I was born underground, but I've lived much of my life. Well, my adoptive parents are more nomadic.
interesting. Sounds like you've lived quite the life.
Indeed, but all must leave the nest at some point. No?
Well, various levels of leaving the nest. I've only ever been topside. I haven't gone down for any extended period of time.
Well, I mean, my parents found me in a cave, and they have a habit of living in caves. So when they found a child by herself in the cave they were intending to spend the night in, they just decided to take in. And the surface is nice. It is different than the Underdark, but uh, it is nice.
Just never had an excuse to go under. No judgment on my part by any means.
I think that caves can be quite comfortable, but I can see why many prefer to sleep under the stars.
Does have a certain sense of freedom to it.
Also helps with navigation, frankly.
Oh God, maps of the Underdark must be awful to do.
I mean, given that many cave systems are constantly shifting, it is rather easy to get lost down there.
My dad was a miner and, even redone tunnels. Apparently you could get turned around pretty easily and
It just takes practice, I think, but I mean, I've not been down there in quite a while. I am, uh, I prefer to sleep closer to cave entrances. It is comforting to be surrounded by stone. Um, the high ceilings are also much preferred, uh, but that way you can have access to both the surface and the underground, depending on how deep the cave itself goes.
best of both worlds, as it were.
Indeed.
Sorry, just thinking. There's like two more questions that he would ask. I'm trying to figure out how he would phrase them. Not to be assumptive, but Drowish ancestry.
Yes. I spent the first decade of my life in the Underdark, as I said. Managed to find my way closer to the surface, where I was then adopted.
Hmm. So, not much experience in Drowish culture.
Uh, I mean, I've heard that it may be different in other parts of the world, but the Drow here tend to be more focused on this to describe slave bit economy.
Well, ain't much different than the Reach nowadays.
I suppose. But I was down there long enough to learn Undercommon, but I wasn't a part of the culture in the way that a full-blooded drow would be.
Understandably. I ain't much of a polyglot myself. Well, specialize in common.
What languages do you speak?
Basically just common.
Ah,
Didn't, well, I did get a decent education up to a time. It didn't touch on additional languages.
that is too bad. I find that perhaps the world would be a better place if people could communicate with one another more.
Uh, Even if you don't speak the same language, the important stuff's pretty easy to communicate. You know, hey, stop stealing my stuff. Hey, you're hot. Hey, I need to take a nap.
I suppose. I myself speak 5 languages.
You know, no shitting.
Common, Elvish, Undercommon, Sylvan, and Giant.
Bona fide polyglot.
It has been rather helpful.
How much
I
overlap
find some,
between?
well, um, Sylvan is the root language for Elvish, Elvish is the root language for Undercommon. So the alphabets are very similar. However, Giant has a more runic system that it uses.
Similar to Dwarvish or different direction?
Similar to Dwarvish. I do not speak Dwarvish, but I have seen the text before.
Well, if you write in stone, kind of has certain requirements,
Indeed. It is much easier to carve in certain ways.
as opposed to, some decent script work with a pen and quill, or ink and quill.
And I suppose that it varies for dialect. I personally speak Stone Giant's dialect. Um, so that tends to be more heavy on runes, though I would imagine that different sorts of giants, such as I imagine that cloud giants probably are more keen on using script and scrolls. Stone giants probably carving into wood. Um, Fire giants emboss in metal.
Where the hell would you get a scroll big enough for a cloud giant?
And I'm not sure, to be honest. I've never encountered a cloud giant.
No, I suppose they could do hides.
I suppose. I mean,
At scaled up enough, that'd be about the thickness of paper.
yeah,
Eh,
whale hide, perhaps. I don't know. No.
would certainly give you a lot of it and
Well,
use up
you'd
the
need a lot
entirety
of
of the
it.
body.
But giants, the cloud giants are much bigger than the stone giants.
Well, only have had immediate experience with hill giants, actually fairly recently. At which point Jed just goes with his newly released nose. Took a stone to the
Those
face.
were stone giants, by the
Oh,
way.
those were stone giants. I thought
Mhm.
they were whoops. Oh, recently had experience with a couple stone giants. Took a boulder to the face and just nose.
Oh, that is odd. Was they provoked?
Not by us.
Uh,
We just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
that is unfortunate.
If we had someone who spoke giant, we might have been able to talk our way out of it, but they made it a situation where it was us or them.
That is very unfortunate. the thing with giants is that, I mean, they are they are people as well, but they also are not necessarily treated kindly by small folks such as you and I. So would we lose?
Uh,
Oh,
Maddie said she
Juniper
had
had
to
to
We
step
step
away.
away for a
lost
sec.
Maddie.
Yeah,
oh,
she said that she has to step away for a bit. Maybe at all. I don't know.
okay. Um, what was I saying? Um,
Sorry.
it is they are not always treated kindly by uh by small folk such as you and I, but it is. I think it is also necessary to keep in mind that sort of similar uh to us, it really depends on which ones you meet, if they will be kind or not.
Well, that's the thing. An animal, they're just doing what they're supposed to be doing. Anyone who's thinking, you don't know who you're getting. You could be getting the most gentlest, loving individual of the race, or you could be getting their evilest version. Lasagna. Ooh, what?
Well, I hope that the giants you encountered are able to find peace. Um, it is, as I said, it is difficult.
We did our best. We said a few words, and we have an individual with some abilities over the earth, so we were able to bury him. Hopefully, that's acceptable to their gods.
Actually, I'm gonna have to go see if what she knows about
Yeah,
the.
you guys fucked up and did the worst possible thing. Well,
Well, I mean, the giants have many different deities that they worship, but I imagine that perhaps uh, Hiatea would look down upon them.
well, here's hoping.
All right. Uh, so the night passes uneventfully. You all come to consciousness in the morning.
Fred is going to uh actually like they sleep in a little bit for their like farmer ass. So by sleeping in, I mean they wake up when the sun is just coming over the horizon instead of when the sky starts turning gray, you know? Um and they're going to start getting coffee set up and actually they're going to kind of do a quick count of the other group and set up five extra uh cups of coffee.
The dwarf who introduces himself as Greidir, um, uh, Evo and Dura all happily partake in the coffee.
And when Fred hands out the coffee, they're going to by the way, I'm Freddie Donhill.
Which one are you saying this to?
To everyone that they're handing out to. They're introducing themselves to everyone.
Dura Wolfbite, the Genasi says.
It's nice to meet you.
The tiefling introduces himself as evil Miris. Um, and as I said, the dwarf is uh, Greidir Stranar.
Lovely to meet all of you. I wish it was under better circumstances, but
The dwarf is happy to chat with you. Like he was one of the ones that was involved in the cart chase, but he seemed like a very, for lack of a better descriptor, jolly gentleman. He's very happy to talk to you about what's going on and what he does. Um, he uh he has the
what do
coffee.
you do?
He's an archer. Um, in fact, he's an arcane archer.
Wow, that's some real fancy shooting.
Aye, well, one of my favorites that works every time is I have this thing I can do called a shadow arrow.
Sh Shut up.
Works absolutely every single time.
Every time. That's impressive. It's nice to have a reliable knack you can do.
Hawk screaming so loud you hear him across the ocean.
Did you
Indeed.
hear that?
It's
I'm also
like
capable of doing other things as well. I can create a piercing arrow, which can head through armor. It has a certain ethereal quality. I'm also capable of sending whoever I shoot to a harmless location in the Feywild.
Wow, that's impressive. Can you control where you send them?
Not in particular. It's mostly just somewhere random, but largely harmless. As harmless as the Feywild can be. I'm currently working on figuring out how to create brambles to to grasp whoever I shoot.
Oh, that would be real helpful, I imagine. Entangling someone.
Aye, that's the hope. I'm not much mo of I don't know too much magic. It's basically just what I do with the arrows, but I can do this, and he creates little sparkles with prestidigitation.
Fred is going to be like, same, and just Druid craft a bunch of petals as they do it, like pooh, confetti.
Cherry blossom sprinkle.
Exactly. You picked up the mental imaging that I was going for. I'm so glad you saw my vision.
Um, and for again, for the sake of the description, he seems to be hill dwarf. He's got like a thick, like golden blonde beard and a braid, and a very prominent nose, and like his blue eyes. He just seems like a very kind guy.
Fred is still looking up to him, but they're looking up a little less of an angle as they're usually at. You know.
Lee will spare him a dwarven greeting as he gets his coffee.
He greets you back in Dwarvish.
did you just insult my mother?
It's all about the accent, right?
Oh yeah. I don't
It's like
think you
Japanese. I
told
got
me.
one. I
No,
got.
you're right.
It's like Japanese. I got one syllable wrong, and now I said fire extinguisher.
You extended that vowel just a little too much. Now you're talking about the prisoner in your house instead of the husband in your house.
One,
But is there
same
really a
thing.
difference?
And two, I would imagine dwarf is a fairly tonal language. So,
Probably.
frankly, yeah, if you do get the accent wrong, you ain't saying it right.
Somehow
'Cause
this man without memory has it down really well.
Fred just like, oh, how do you
secrets
say
are
that?
revealed.
How do you say that again? Can I try? Probably is going to horribly butcher good morning in Dwarvish, but they're going to try their best with the dwarf for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like trying to teach an American Chinese, like it's just like any tonal language, it's not working.
Gridea
But they're
just seems
trying their
like
best.
very patient.
They're trying their best.
We're now up to two conversations about being polyglots.
I mean, Lee
I
only knows two. He doesn't count.
was gonna say, you guys very quickly realize that, like, as kind of watching the other party move around to talk to each other in the morning, that they all talk to each other in Elvish.
Fine then, keep your secrets.
Like, and then it's not even like secrets. It's just that's how they're used to interacting with each other.
Probably
Uh,
means they're from an elvish continent. Elvish culture.
but that seems to be the language that they all have in common, other than common.
Fred, like, I can speak Halfling, but no one else would know.
What is the base language or family group
Gaelic.
for Gaelic?
Gaelic. Absolutely Gaelic.
I mean in universe. So would that be related to Dwarvish? Would it be related to Elvish? Would it be its own thing?
No, it's its
That's
own
that's a
thing.
good question, honestly. I don't know if Avery's thought much about linguistic history, but I would be
I
surprised.
have.
Awesome. Yes.
You
Um,
challenged me in my
uh,
own home.
Halfling uses the same alphabet as common. So in my head, those languages kind of like they were at one point the same language, but then kind of went off into different languages, sort of like the Romance languages.
I
I will say that Goblin, Gnomish, and Giant all, as well Dwarfish, obviously, and Orc all share the Dwarvish alphabet. Um, uh, Elvish, Sylvan, and Undercommon are all in the Elvish script. Um, Primordial does use runes that's similar to Dwarvish. So, like, if you're trying to learn Primordial, it would be easier, like, if you had some knowledge of the Dwarvish alphabet. But then, uh, ob obviously, Abyssal and Infernal both use the same Infernal script. But then Celestial and Draconic have their own alphabets, and then Deep Speech does not really have a written script.
Huh.
Deep Speech in the dark, there's no point in writing anything down. No one can see.
Fair.
I mean, you could have like a braille or like a scratched writing system. Like it doesn't
Yeah, but
need
if
to
you're a
be
beholder, like you try to do braille and like you just stab your eye against the wall.
fair.
Also, why would you create a language for your interns to use? Because they'd be getting up to things.
Courteous beholder will learn the language of his kobolds.
Although that is a good question. How the fuck would a beholder use Braille?
I mean, like Avery said, I
Just
I
stab your eye against
Eyeball.
the wall. It
at
won't
least
hurt, I
like have the
promise.
foresight to do it with your eyelids closed. You're kind of just going like,
I have a
yes.
worse suggestion.
Uh-oh.
Tongue.
I knew you were gonna say tongue.
Well, it's literally the only other
Appendage, right?
appendage they have. Unless if they do like Bigby's giant hand and use that to do Braille.
That'd be really funny, actually.
Anyway,
Anyway,
Mage hand.
bring it back in. Are you guys do you guys have any other conversations you'd like to have in the morning, or are you guys ready to head back towards redemption?
probably
Fred
gonna
I
is
think
go to redemption unless
no, Fred is rearing to get back.
Yeah, just that Aras is like still kind of angry with Latrice, and so is sticking around Fred and Indara more so.
we are losing a fee in a couple too. So
Right.
Jude is like bouncing from person to person, being trying to be friendly and like still trying to win over some of the more skittish animals by being a good boy. TM TM TM. He wants to be on Fred's level of universal friend so bad it makes him look stupid.
Fred is absolutely going to give Jude all the good scritches and scratches and like just like, oh, you're such a good boy.
He's probably gonna like hover around Hen a little bit extra just because he's just like, you were gone. My big friend was gone. My big scary friend.
Fred
the
is going
eldest
to
god was gone.
yeah, Fred kind of
Yeah.
leans against Hen and looks over at Jude like, oh, maybe we need to put you two together more often. Keep an eye on you two. Would you
He
like that,
will
Hen?
make a dog noise in agreement, like a and Dara muttering under her breath, I shouldn't have talked to him so much when he was first spawned. She doesn't know the technical terms.
What would be the term?
Conjured.
Conjured, yeah. But she's not a wizard. Jude's
She's
dad
not a
was, so she's just like
nerd.
spawned.
All right.
She'll keep Aras company and all that.
So you guys start to head back towards town. Um, are there any conversations you'd like to have along the way?
I mean, Fred is probably like just with Endora and Aras, they're just like, do you think I think we should probably go to Elder Compassion first. Um before we try and head to the Lawmaster. I think he seems to have a better idea about what is going on than anyone else, you know?
Everybody in town likes him too. I think that they
Mm-hmm.
will uh, it won't get covered up. I think the lawmaster will try to cover it up.
As one of the seeming founders, I imagined you'd hold a lot of sway, but also be reasonable.
I was thinking maybe of trying to reach out to him, but I figured I would we were headed back anyway, so I would wait till
It's not a bad idea. I mean, since it has been several hours.
all right.
Give
Fred
him a
is
chance to smooth things out first.
yeah, or just even tell us where to go, where to meet. Um so Fred is going to close our eyes and send a message to Elder Compassion. Um and Mr. Compassion, uh this is Fred Dunhill. Uh we have the animals. We also want to talk to you before bringing them all back. Where should we? Ah, I think I'm out.
There's a oh, a beast just jumped up to join me.
Oh, creature?
Sorry, I lost my train of thought since the arrival of my son. Um, there's a moment's pause. Don't come in directly to town. Tensions are high. I will send someone to meet you on the road.
All right. Uh, the elder said that he'll send someone to meet us. But tensions in town are pretty high, so we might want to be on the lookout. Fred is going to say that loud enough so that everyone can hear.
It's a good warning to have.
Honestly, not that surprising considering someone just made off with their prized livestock. Not talking about you guys, I'm talking about, you know, the people who set you up.
Like I said, no one really knew what was going on. We just came back and all our animals were gone, so like I said, I understand the chaos, but good thing the elders sent in someone for us.
All right. So it takes a couple hours of riding. I would like uh whoever's driving to make a perception check.
That's between you and me, Lee.
Well, do you think Fred would be in the headspace to drive?
Probably not.
I'll have it. Speaking. Let's have it be Lee then.
All
So
right, perception check then, please.
it'd probably go like, I don't want to drive. All right, I'll do it. That is a natural 20 for a total of 22.
Perfect. So you spot her first. Maybe like an hour or two out of town, you can see kind of standing off to the side of the road, a tiefling you guys had encountered the previous day. Dusty rose in color with dark maroon hair. This is out of the ashes, who was in charge of the mask making station at the festival.
Fred is
Hey,
going to oh,
I was going to say, Leo point them out. Think that's our contact?
Fred's going to kind of pop up behind Lee's shoulder, kind of climbing up his back a little, and wave.
She waves you guys over, indicating you should pull over your various carts.
All right. Lee will glow rusty once we get close enough.
All right. And the other adventuring party slows down their carts as well. You pull off to the side, and you can see out of the ashes, kind of like taking in the scene. All right, I wasn't expecting there to be so many of you, but okay, we can make this work. Um, she does a head count, looks at the animals, like, all right,
They're all accounted for.
Should be anyway.
perfect. So, um, situation is complicated. Um, we're gonna try and get the animals back to those that they rightly belong to. Um, I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting the ones to come through. Um,
Okay. I
things will
almost want
be
to like insight check this person. Like, does it seem like they, I don't know. Seems almost like they're wanting to like cover it up a little bit.
The
oh, insight
ones?
check.
Yeah. Roll for sus. Well, that's a two. I don't know anything.
All right.
Uh, it's a little bit of a complicated situation. See, the lawmaster was the one who had arranged for the animals to be seized. See, on the
They,
payment of taxes is what he claims.
that's what my dad suspected. So I mean, it's only been a day, but it seems like the lawmaster is sort of hedging his bets. He's he's provided the uh all the folks, sans yourself since you left town so quick, um about 60 gold each for the animals.
It's barely anything.
Obviously, some are making out better than others in that deal. Um, but at the same time, he's also talking about sending people to capture the thieves. So he don't know how this whole situation is playing out. He's also trying to do whatever he thinks will make him look best. I don't
Us glancing over to the guys like, see, see.
I don't think it's safe for the five of y'all to head into town, especially with the animals. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and make sure the animals go to the rightful owners. Um, if y'all want to handle that, talks to the other group. Um, emphasize that they need to keep things on, for lack of a better word, on the down low. keep maybe don't have the animals front and center for a bit. Um, y'all were hoping to talk to my father, right?
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, he seems to be the one in charge around here.
Well, you were until recently. Um, I can take you to him, but again, we might have to hide your pig. Um, because if the lawmaster knows that all the animals were retrieved and returned, he ain't gonna be too happy. I can take you to talk to Compassion. Um, Now I have to warn you, folks aren't too happy about the way the festival ended yesterday. Um,
I wouldn't imagine.
it's mostly the youngins that are trying to do things, trying to cause disorder. My niece in particular, she's got a bit of a personality. So but it's really my father that's trying to keep everyone calm. He's happy to talk to you, but just be warned that the some of the guards might not look too kindly upon you meeting with him rather than talking to the lawmaster first.
Oh yeah, let's talk to the person who stole the animals in the first place first. Hmm, that'll go well.
I mean, I suppose he's in the middle of everything. There's not a way to do it more on the down low.
More or less, yeah. It
Hmm.
it as I said, situation's complicated. But while they're returning the animals, we can find a way to hide your pig. Uh, and uh, and my dad can explain the situation a bit better than I can.
Do you have a meetup place in mind? Probably don't want to stay anywhere in town either.
Well, we can head to his home. It's just that we'll probably take the scenic route,
Naturally.
unless y'all have any objections. We're trying to sort of think on our feet here.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. No, I sounds good to me.
All right. Um, And with that, out of the ashes kind of turns to the other group and starts giving directions on who to return the animals to and what roads to stay on that aren't as heavily patrolled.
And Fred is going to the other group. Just uh thank you so very much for helping us with this. If you don't mind.
You can see that they are kind of like making a mental map and getting ready to return the animals. Like you can see that a couple of them are like this would be easier if we did this at night and like maybe we should wait. And a couple of them are like, well, it like the sooner we can wash our hands of this, the better. Um, like it's there's elements going on here that people are trying to figure out. Um, And Ashes turns to back to you guys. All right. Where are we hiding your pig? Out of town will be my recommendation.
Probably that's a good idea. Um,
I don't imagine they're going to be separated, right?
I would really prefer not to just leave her somewhere unattended. Uh, but
We could leave her with the cart with Jude guarding.
Well, I imagine there's some sort of pig farmer in the area. Where best to hide a pig than with more pigs?
sure, sure, yeah, we can try that. Do you know anyone around with
Um, well, I think that Candor over there has some pigs. They're about half hour from here on foot.
all right. We can drop her off there and make our way in. Yeah.
Right. Um, so you take a slight detour, and uh, as soon as well, let's see. Ashes will probably knock on the door, um, and re reveal a tiefling with kind of like orangey yellow skin, and like a and shaved hair, and but very like magnificent and large horns. They seem to be rather old, but their name is Candor. And they seem kind of suspicious about you guys, but once they see out of the ashes who explains the situation, um, they're they seem much more receptive to keeping an eye on Henwen until you guys come and retrieve her.
Thank you so much. She's a very good pig, I promise.
Um, but after that, you guys head back into town. Um, and you can see that there is a certain tension in the air. Like everyone seems on edge. There are more guards. Like people seem like they're holding their breath and waiting for something. Um, like you can see like a couple of more teenage young adult tieflings like kind of see you guys and then slip out of the way. It's very different than how it was when you first entered town. Um, but out of the ashes kind of winds you guys through the buildings, um, and leads you to this house. It's a humble dwelling within walking distance of most of the buildings in the heart of town. Um, and Out of the ashes doesn't even knock on the door. She just like opens it and ushers you guys all inside. Um, and Inside is a minimalist functional space designed for simplicity, community, and family. With handcrafted furniture, there's a wood stove for heating, large kitchen that opens up into the living room, which is always set up for company. And sitting inside preparing a pot of tea, you can see Elder Compassion. And that, I think, is where we'll call it for today since a couple more people left.
All right.
Things are happening.
Ooh. I'm so excited.
The plot thickens. Let's usurp a police chief.
Don't tempt me.
Voodoo. This is Shandala Police.
Woo!
We're gonna kick his ass.
We're going to show
Fuck
him
the
the
lawmaster.
consequences.
No one's above the law.
Not even you.
Oh, I have.
Jed pulling out his best Judge Dredd voice.
I do
Uh,
have a bad idea that I'll be sharing at a later date,
Oh boy.
and it is a bad idea, but I love it.
All right. Well, thanks for playing, guys.
Thanks for
Another
thank
running.
fantastic
you.
session.
Thanks for
Genuinely. I can't
DMing.
wait for this group we didn't get the group name of to show up later. Just like the what was the name of the counterpart party for the Wild Roses again? I forget.
Uh, Star
I wrote it.
Watchers
The Star Watchers, that's who it
or
was, I think.
Gazers, something like
Stargazers?
that.
I wrote it down. I'll go plumb through Hawk's notes real quick.
The thing
They were
is,
real.
I I don't like always walk into this intending to have like rival D&D parties show up, but like in my head, like adventuring parties are a recognized phenomenon.
Oh no, it's the
Yeah.
same way in my setting. I have plans for like during a one shot, just like someone idly observing like a bunch of people doing insane shit trying to get a cat out of a tree.
hmm
It, it's
Oh,
part of the world.
The barbarian just be like,
exactly.
maybe I can cut it down.
You're gonna run into
This is the
people
middle of a
sometimes.
town. What do you think?
And if that means I have to roll up a bunch of stats, that's the way the dice gods intended.
It was
That's the way the
Stargazers, by
cushion
the way.
crumbles.
Having
I mean,
come
it's
up with
fun,
all of
honestly,
their
having parallels to a
detailed,
party.
having all their detailed backstory stuff, pre-planned for long conversations with Jed in the middle of the night.
I see the foiling going on with Dura, and I appreciate it.
Having to do some off-the-cuff backstory building.
The real question is whose doppelganger?
We'll find out eventually. I have a feeling that
Yeah.
the drow might be an Atrice analog because she seems obsessed with language and culture, whereas the
Oh, I
Atrice is
mean,
obsessed with
I
nature.
didn't build anyone specifically to be narrative foils.
It's just funny when
Honestly,
these happen.
I'm like, I'm gonna see if I can build like interesting antagonists that will be involved in a cart chase and then maybe a fight after. And so I was scrolling through D&D Wikidot and looking at like all the backgrounds, and I already had like, okay, well, what if there's a half elf and they're a monk? And I was looking through all the backgrounds, and I'm like, what if they were raised by giants?
That's cool, actually. I love that.
Thick as fuck.
Way of the giant fist.
Um, yeah, apparently there's a background that's available that is giant foundling. I'm like, well, I guess I'm doing that now.
Well, when you have a gift like that, you don't just say no.
Um,
Relevant.
but anyway, thanks for playing, guys.
Thank you for
Fun as
DMing.
always.
GG.
Thank you. GG.
And
GG.
GG.
I will see some of you at Pride later today, but I will see the rest of you online.
Bye.